And this evening, we have with us the students of Wapel Day School who are going to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you so much. Great job. On October the 9th, 2019, our path on the 300 block of Main Street changed. And we saw the very best of our community and our Texoma region emerge. We are so grateful for all who came out to our aid, our citizens of our community, organizations of our community, our surrounding community, and our mutual aid. And at this time, Chief Greg Lloyd is going to recognize many of those who helped us so much on that fateful day.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. Yeah, as you said, October 9th was a big day for us. I left the station, came down Woodard eastbound, rounded the corner and saw smoke coming across the street. And I knew at that time that we had a working fire. And we had a working fire in the very heart of our community, in the downtown area. And I will tell you that I don't think there's a fire chief breathing that doesn't hope he gets through his tenure if there's a historic downtown in his jurisdiction without a fire in that jurisdiction. Those fires come with many challenges, and we saw many challenges that day. When we got on scene, we called for assistance immediately, and that call was answered. About 80% of the Denison Fire Rescue showed up for that fire, on duty, off duty as well. And what happened after those calls went out was truly awe-inspiring. You know, we've grown, and I've said before, we've grown to expect aid in this county. It's what Grayson County does. So the fact that people showed up and came for our call was not a surprise, in as much as the surprise came with the depth and the commitment and the compassion with which that aid was given. There's far too many people that rendered that aid for us to keep up with it in the midst of the chaos of that fire. But to the churches, the business owners, the citizens of Grayson County and Denison, the fire departments that responded, it was truly amazing the amount of effort that they gave and the support that they gave us in that time of need, and the continued support they still give us today. And as we move forward with this, into the phase where we're rebuilding and we're still facing challenges, they continue to support. And so I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one that responded to our call for aid that day. Without your commitment and your efforts and all that you did for us, there is no way we could have made it through that day the way we did, and positioned us to move forward with what we hope to build in the future. So truly thank each and every one of you for what you did for us that day. Thank you very much. And we're going to do a presentation of plaques and stuff after the meeting, because there's going to be quite a few of them. So we'll do photo ops and everything after the meeting. But to you guys that showed up, thanks for coming here. And thank you so much for all you did. You truly did help us get through a very difficult time. Thank you.
On on behalf of the entire council, let me echo what Chief Lloyd said. You were a blessing that day, and thank you for all you did to come to our aid. Our community was hurting, and you showed up, so thank you very much. So, we have a fun proclamation to do tonight. You know, there's always a lot of build-up to Black Friday. I mean, you're already seeing advertisements that they're having Black Friday sales, and it's not even Black Friday yet. And we have that little 2-hour window when we go and buy the latest and greatest electronic device, and you can only get it for this reduced price and blah, blah, blah. You know how that goes. But tonight, we want to draw attention to another very special shopping day, and that is Small Business Saturday. Small business is the backbone of the economy in our nation. And it often creates those one-of-a-kind shopping experiences that you don't get at a big box store. And we specialize in that kind of shopping right here in our historic downtown. So you may not be aware of this, but our historic district alone generates 1/6 of the sales tax in our city, and it's growing. And as our finance director likes to say, shop local and keep the taxpayer dollars here. So if Donna Dow, Melanie Truxell, Mark Denison, and Brian Hander, the donut man, will all join me, we're going to make this proclamation official. Whereas the government of Denison, Texas celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community. According to the United States Small Item 3, public comments. Citizens may speak on any item that's listed on the agenda. In order to speak, a request to speak card must be filled out and given to the city clerk upon arrival prior to the council meeting reaching this public comment section on the agenda. Comments are limited to 3 minutes and must address items on the agenda. Citizens will be heard, but there'll be no dialogue between citizens and the council. Do we have any? No request to speak cards. Okay. Item 4, consent agenda.
Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
There is a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Adams and a second by Councilmember Hander. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 5A, receive a report, hold a discussion, and take action on entering into a real estate contract to acquire Heritage Park from Downtown Denison Incorporated and authorize the city manager to execute the same. Mr. Rex.
Thank you, Mayor and council members. So we often talk about Team Denison being really the group of city leaders that helps move the community forward. The council, our Denison Development Alliance, the Denison Development Foundation, the Chamber of Commerce, and tonight I'm excited to talk about another member of Team Denison, Downtown Denison Incorporated, DDI. And for the past really 3 years, we've been working with DDI to look at the possibility of transitioning Heritage Park from their ownership to city ownership. And really the backstory to that is that as we continue to improve Main Street and invest public dollars into the public spaces on Main Street, the city needs to own Heritage Park in order for us to spend public dollars there. And so as we began dialogue really in kind of late 2016, 2017 with DDI, we had some good productive discussions, and I think overall what I took from that is that DDI and the city had an opportunity to really partner together to enhance Team Denison and make both of us, DDI and the city, stronger partners in the community and stronger partners downtown. And so what's before you tonight is a contract for the city to take ownership of Heritage Park. But really more than that, I think the contract lays out provisions for DDI and the city to have a better partnership and work together better for the benefit of downtown. So in exchange for the deed to Heritage Park, which will enable us to improve it in later phases of our Designing Downtown Denison project, we agree to grant to DDI $10,000 a year in hot tax revenue that will enable them to market and promote downtown as a tourism destination. We also included in there that we will put a deed restriction on the property to ensure that it's going to be maintained as a public park space in perpetuity. DDI will be able to use Heritage Park for future events, up to 12 events per year. And we will also grant DDI an opportunity to be at the table with our Main Street Advisory Committee, our Convention and Visitors Bureau, which that part of it is already complete. And then also they have been helping with, by serving on the steering committee for our Designing Downtown Denison project. So really excited about this opportunity that we have to work closer with DDI and form a good, strong relationship there. And want to thank all of DDI. We've worked with many of them over the past couple years to make this happen, and just want to thank them for working with the city in this capacity. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Staff does recommend approval of the contract, which will give us 60 days to close on the property. And do want to mention the city maintains Heritage Park now. That's been part of our partnership with DDI, is working with them on the maintenance of it. So as far as operating costs and impacts from that perspective, there really won't be any because we're helping with that now. So again, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Questions for the city manager? A motion.
Mayor, I move to approve the proposed real estate contract for the acquisition of Heritage Park.
There is a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Adams and a second by Councilmember Spiegel. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. I'd just like to say thank you to DDI. This is a very, very positive move, and it just solidifies the relationship that the city and DDI have, and we're going to do great things together. So thank you so much. Item 5B, receive a report, hold a discussion, and take action on a resolution setting guidelines for mural art in the Historic Overlay District of downtown Denison. Ms. Dow.
Mayor and Council, thank you. Tonight, we are proposing a resolution that would address some guidelines for mural art. As part of our alley activation plan that we've been working on to prepare for designing downtown Denison, we've really been concentrating on this and feel like a policy would be a good idea. So at the current time, you go through historic preservation if you want to have a mural. And we felt like maybe a little bit more review would be better and more appropriate during that time. So the Main Street Design Committee, the Denison Arts Council, and the Main Street Advisory Board have been working through this, and members of the Historic Preservation Commission. Some of the things that would be addressed, the life of the mural, we would want it to last like 5 years, a minimum of 5 years to make it worthwhile. The maintenance would be addressed under minimum property standards. So if we can tell that it's getting worn out, we would address it through our minimum property standards. The content must be family-friendly and have general overall appeal. And murals on privately owned buildings must reflect the character, culture, and history of the area and neighborhood. One thing that we've looked at, and we've had a little bit of feedback on, in the proposal that you received, we say that we would like to get a portfolio of 6 examples of mural art. And we've determined that may impact some of our local artists in a negative way, being able to have 6 projects that they could showcase. And so we would like to propose that be taken out. And so the number would not be determined. It would just be till, we can feel good about the quality of their work. One thing that we encourage emerging artists that haven't done mural projects before, maybe that they might do a large-scale project and then come back to us and apply for a mural project. And when they apply, it would go before historic preservation still, and simultaneously we would get approval from our Main Street Design Committee that they feel like the artist has done quality work in the past on other projects. And so with that, I would just open it up to questions or comments.
Questions for Ms. Dow?
Thank you for all the work you put into it, and Mr. Mark Denison for all the work you did as well. You wrote this again and again every time we had a revision in one of those Main Street meetings. You did a great job.
Absolutely, thank you for pointing that out. It was Mark and the Main Street Board that did a lot of the work.
So before I ask for a motion, Donna, we're just going to strike the portfolio requirement.
We would leave in the portfolio requirement, but strike the number.
The number, okay. It will be review of the portfolio, but with no specific number.
Correct.
Okay. Motion from council.
Mayor, move to approve the resolution outlining guidelines for mural art in the historic overlay district of downtown Denison.
Second.
With striking the required number of?
Correct.
Okay.
No
Second.
minimum.
There is a motion by Councilmember Crawley and a second by Councilmember Greenleaf. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Pursuant to Chapter 551 Texas Government Code, the council reserves the right to convene in executive session from time to time as deemed necessary during this meeting to receive legal advice from its attorney on any posted agenda item as permitted by law, or to discuss the following: consult with attorney on a matter in which the attorney's duty to the governmental body under the Texas disciplinary rules of professional conduct conflicts with this chapter, and/or consult with attorney about pending or contemplated litigation or contemplated settlement of the same, section 551.071. Confer with attorney and discuss claims related to bank trustee of Smith Foundation and pending litigation against bank trustee. Discuss the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment of duties, discipline, or dismissal of, or to hear a complaint against a public officer or employee, section 551.074, annual review of the city manager. The time is 6:23 and the council is now in executive session.